Hey everybody, hope you are doing good. In this video, we are going to check the important questions from the chapter Flow of Control. But before going to discuss the questions, let's take a glimpse of the important topics from this chapter. The first topic is conditional statement. It is the one of the important concept of the programming language, not only of Python, but it is applicable to all the programming languages. The conditional statement is nothing but if. Hope you all are familiar with the use of if. When you want to execute the statements based on the condition, we use if. Here are the different forms of if. It is very easy to understand, but remember the syntax. Moving ahead to the second most important topic, that is looping statement. This concept also applicable to all the programming languages. In Python, there are two types of loop. The first is for and the second is while. It is used to repeat the statements. If you want to study these topics in detail, we have already one video uploaded in the playlist. I would suggest to go through it. We use for loop to execute the loop for fixed number of times. Whereas if you don't know how many times you need to execute the loop, you will be using for loop. Even it is used to generate infinite loop. Hope you are familiar with this important function, that is range function. We use generally with the for loop. For loop uses range function because range function generates a sequence of numbers. It takes three parameters. First is start, second is stop, and the third one is step. Start and step is optional. If you don't mention start, by default it will take value as 0 and the default value for step is 1. This second parameter you need to write compulsorily. There is one more topic you should be familiar with when you are studying conditional statements as well as looping. That is nothing but membership operators. There are two membership operators which can be used with conditional statements as well as looping. Here is the description how we can use it with conditional statement. When membership operator is used with conditional statement if, it will check the existence of the specified element in the given collection. If it present, it will give true, otherwise it will return false. Look at the example, we are checking A is present in the list 1 or not. And the reverse of it is not in. If the element doesn't exist in the collection, it will return true, otherwise it will return false. We even use this membership operator along with for. In that case, for loop will execute for each element of the collection. Don't worry, we will discuss this while discussing the questions. Proceeding to the next concept, jump statements. There are two jump statements, break and continue. Break will terminate the loop as soon as it encounters. If you want to come out of the loop in between, then you can use break statement. Then what is the use of continue? For the specified condition, continue statement will skip the rest of the statements of the loop and it will continue from the next iteration of the loop. Alright, it's time to discuss some of the important questions. In this video, we are gonna focus on the theory questions. In the next video, we will try to practice some programs. With the hope that you have clear understanding of if and loop, let's proceed. Here is the first question. We need to differentiate between for loop and while loop. Look at the answer. For loop is used when you know the exact number of times you want to execute the loop. And for this generally we use range function. So here is the example for that. You can write any example of your choice. Here I is executing for 5 times. In the range function you can see there is only one parameter. It means it is the end limit. End limit is exclusive. 5 is mentioned means it will take 4. And even we can see starting is skipped. So the starting will be 0. So the loop will execute from 0 to 4. So the output of this program will be the numbers from 0 to 4. As we discussed already, there is one more way to write for loop in Python when you want to iterate over a sequence or collection. Collection can be anything, list, tuple or string, etc. And to write this type of for loop, we can use membership operator in or not in. And here is the example for the same. We have taken one list of fruits and using for loop we are iterating over each element of the list. For that we are writing for. Here is just a variable. You can take any variable. For fruit in fruits. Fruits is the name of the list. In the loop, when we are printing the variable fruit, we are getting each and every element of the list. In this way, the output of the program will be, first we will get apple, then banana, after that mango. So that was all about for loop. Hope you understood the concept. Now we need to describe the while loop. While loop is used when you don't know the number of iterations. Look at the example. There are 3 steps to write while loop. First is initialization. The second step is to write the condition, and in the loop we write increment or decrement statement. We can call it as a update statement. The loop will execute till the condition satisfies. Initial value of I is 1. It is satisfying the condition. We are printing the value of I, means we will get 1. Next time we are incrementing the value of by 1, means the value will be 2. Next time we will get 2, 3, 4 and 5. So here is the output. Okay, now let's move ahead to the next question. We need to describe the range function. Here is the answer. Range function is used to generate a sequence of numbers. We are familiar with the syntax. It takes 3 parameters: start, stop and step. Write the description of the parameters carefully. Start is optional. It specifies the starting point. The second parameter stop we must write. It specifies the end point. It is exclusive, means it doesn't include. We have to take one less than the specified number. And the third parameter is step. That is also optional. Default value is 1. It specifies the increment or decrement between each number of the sequence. Let's look at some of the example. If you want to write different examples, you can go ahead with it. In the first example, we are writing only single argument. If we are writing single argument, means it will be stop, because it is must parameter. For I in range 5, we are printing each value of I. The output is very clear. Starting will be 0, as we did not mention anything. End limit is exclusive, that's why it will go up to 4. Look at the second example. In this example, we are writing 2 arguments, that is start and stop. For I in range 1 to 6, 1 is the starting and 6 will not get considered as it is exclusive. So up to 5 the numbers will get printed from 1. Moving ahead to the third example. In this we are providing all 3 arguments: start, stop and step. Starting is mentioned as 1. Ending is mentioned as 10, but it is exclusive, so it will go up to 9. The step value is 2, means the next number will generate according to the step. That's why the first value is 1, then the next number will generate by incrementing with 2. Accordingly, the output is generating 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. Hope you understood range function. There is one more theory question you may get in the exam, that is we need to explain the usage of break and continue. So here is the explanation for break. Break statement is used to terminate the loop immediately. When the break statement encounters in the loop, the control will come out of the loop and will continue from the next statement after the loop. Look at one simple example. Here we are writing the loop in the range 1 to 6. 1 to 6 means it will generate from 1 to 5. But I want to come out of the loop without executing for all the values. For that we need to use break statement. But break statement always will be with some condition. Condition we write with if. If I is equals to 3, break. Otherwise we need to print the value of the I. The first value of the I will be 1. Yes, it will get printed because there is no problem with that. Next time the value of I will be 2. For that also there is no problem. But when the value of I will be 3, this condition will get evaluated to true. It will come inside and we are writing break statement. Break statement immediately terminate the loop. So we will come out of the loop. 3, 4, 5 will not get displayed. That's why here is the output of this program. Moving ahead to the continue statement. Whenever it encounters, it skips the current iteration and the control will move to the next iteration. Let's look at the example. We have taken exactly the same example. If we consider the loop, you should get this output. But inside the loop, for some value of I, we have written continue. Let's dry run it. The first value of I will be 1. There is no problem. It will get displayed. Even the second value of I also will get printed. When the value of I will become 3, the condition will get satisfied. Control will come inside. Here we are writing continue statement. After continue statement, we can see we have print statement. So it will get skipped and the loop will continue for the next iteration. This print statement got skipped. So the value of I is equals to 3 will not get displayed. Alright, the next iteration means the value of I will be 4. It will get displayed. Even 5 also will get displayed. So here is the output. Hope you understood the explanation for break and continue. Let's move ahead to the next question. It is in the form of assertion and reasoning. You know all the 4 options you will get for it. Let's read the assertion part. The nested loop can also be designed using while loop. Hope you know the concept of nested loop. A loop inside another loop is called as nested loop. You can say this is outer loop and this is the inner loop. To write loop, we can use any type of loop. We can use for as well as while. That's why this statement is true. Alright, let's read the reasoning. In this situation, a while loop is placed inside another while loop and inner loop repeats for a number of times for each iteration of the outer loop. Yes, we can place one while loop inside another while loop. Hope you know the working of the nested loop. Inner loop will execute for a number of times for each iteration of the outer loop. So the answer will be both A and R are true and R is the correct explanation of A. Wow, with this we discuss one more concept, that is nested loop. Let's find out the next question. Explain following with a code example. We need to explain loop else. So here is the explanation for the same. Loop else statement is a special arrangement only in Python programming language which will execute after the successful completion of the loop. If in between you are using break statement, then else statement will not get executed. Let's try to understand this concept with this simple example. Here is one simple for loop which should execute from value 0 to 2. Obviously, we are printing the value of I, so we will get this output 0, 1, 2. This loop got terminated without any break statement. So the control will come to the else part and then we will get this message also. So after printing the numbers, we will get the message end of the loop. In Python, just like for conditional statement we have else part, we can write the else for loop also. After the successful completion of the for loop, else part will get executed. With this question, we got to know one special characteristics of the loop. Alright, we discussed some of the theory questions which may be for 2 marks, 3 marks or 4 marks. Now you may get some MCQs type questions also on this chapter. Look at the first question of that type. MCQs I did not write because you can solve this question easily. We need to tell the list of the numbers that would be generated by the following range expression. In the range expression, all the 3 parameters are mentioned. First is starting, second is stop and the third is the step. Now pause the video and let me know the answer. It is easy. Hope you guessed it right. You will get numbers 2. After 2, the next number will get incremented by 3. It means 5, then 8. After 8 you will get 11. After 11, if you will increment it by 3, it will be 14. But you know the stop value is exclusive. The loop will not execute till 14. It will execute only up to 13. Ultimately, here is the sequence of the numbers we will get. Moving ahead to the next question. How many times the following loop will execute? The value of x is 0. We are checking it should be less than 10. Printing the x, that is also fine. Now look at the third step. We are decrementing the value by 1. Initial value of x is 0 and we are decrementing the value, means we are going into the negative range. And negative number can be up to any range because we are checking the condition that x should be less than 10. It means this loop will execute for infinite number of times. Here is one more question. Read the question carefully. Will the loop given below terminate? What do you think? Let's try to dry run it. The value of b is 20. The loop will be true first time. We will come inside the loop. If statement is not getting satisfied because the value is not less than 10. Here we are trying to decrement the value. So the new value of b will be 20 minus 9. It will be 11. This is infinite loop. Again the loop will execute. In the second iteration also this condition is not getting satisfied. So we will come directly to this decrement statement. The new value of b will be 11 minus 9. Ultimately it will be 2. Okay, moving to the third iteration. The loop will be always true. Come inside it. Now the value of b is less than 10. So this condition will be true. Because of the continue, this decrement statement will get skipped and the control will go to the next iteration. The value of b will not get changed. It will be always 2. 2 is less than. Now the same story will get repeated every time. Because of that, the loop will never terminate. That is why our correct answer is no. The loop will never terminate. Alright, here is the next question. This is very easy. What is empty statement in Python? Continue is jump statement. Break is also jump statement. Comments are not statements. It is used for giving additional information. It's not a executable statement. Ultimately, pass is the empty statement. According to the syntax, you must write some code, but at the moment if you don't have anything to write, you can use pass statement. With that, we have discussed some of the MCQs. Now we have another format of the question. Rewrite the following code using while loop. Already we discussed how to write while loop. There are 3 steps. First step will be initialization. In the second step we write the condition, and in the third step we write update statement, which can be increment or decrement. And in case of for loop, all 3 statements we write here in the range function. I would suggest to pause the video and try it yourself. Hope you could write the code. Let's figure out. Alright, in this way you can write the same code using while loop. Let's work out on the first step, initialization. We need one variable to execute the loop, which is I here. We need to set the starting to the counter variable. This is the first step, I is equals to x. This is the stop parameter of the for loop, but this is exclusive. So the loop will get executed till y. So with the while loop we are writing the condition I should be less than equals to y. The print statement will be same. It's time to write the update statement. Look at the third parameter. This is nothing but step value. We are incrementing the value of I by 2. And using this arithmetic assignment operator, we are writing the update statement. Though it is not asked in the question, you know what will be the output of this program? Here we are generating the multiplication table of 2. 2 into 1, 2 into 2, just like that. Here is the output of that program. Alright, we are proceeding to the next question. One more format we are going to discuss. Here we need to identify the syntax error. For that you should be clear with the syntax of writing if as well as loop. You are already familiar how to solve this type of questions. You need to underline the corrections and rewrite the code. Generally this question will be for 2 marks. So you need to find out the 4 errors. Let's start with the first statement. You can see here input function is missing. So rewrite the code by correcting and underlining it. Moving ahead to the second statement. In range function we don't use square brackets. We use round brackets. So this is the second error. So in this statement we got first error. In the second statement also we got one more error. So we could find out 2 errors. Moving ahead to the next statement. Look at the relational operator. It should be equal to operator, not assignment. So this is the third error. Fourth statement looks fine. Come at the next statement. Here loop else is written, but we don't write loop else. We write only else. So in this way we got the fourth error also. Rewrite the code and underline the corrections carefully. It is very easy to grab those marks. There is one more question in the same category. Try to solve it yourself. In the first statement itself we got the error. We don't initialize like this. First we write the variable name on the left hand side and the value on the right hand side. In the second statement itself there are two errors. The first error is the W is capital and the second error is the relational operator is written wrong. It should be in this way. This looks okay. This is also correct. This is also fine. Else also written correctly. Now look at this statement. Here again the assignment operator is written wrong. First we should write the arithmetic operator and then assignment operator. These are nothing but arithmetic assignment operators. So in this way we got all four errors. Finally there is one more interesting question. Read the question carefully. The for loop in the program given below executes 3 times. Look at the for loop. Yes, it is in the range 3 means 0, 1, 2. It means it will execute 3 times. Here with the input statement we are taking P name. The message is a person who serves food in restaurant is called. If P name is equals to waiter, your guess is right and we will break the loop. In this code we have else part for the for loop. When the loop will get terminated without break, then else part will get executed and will get the message 3 incorrect attempts. Now what's the question? Write the output of the given code when the user enters P name as waiter and the second time this type of waiter during the first and second iteration respectively. Means first time you are entering this waiter, second time you are entering this waiter. Now let me know the output. We are comparing the input with the lower case waiter. So first time the match will not happen. We will not go inside the if. It means the loop will get executed second time. The second input is waiter. We can see these both are same. Means we will come inside the loop and will get the message you guessed it right. After that break statement will get executed. You know break statement will terminate the loop. We will come out of the loop. Even else statement will not get executed. So here will be the output. The first input will be the capital letter waiter. The second input will be the small case letter. We guessed it right. So we will get the message you guessed it right. Wow, there is a B part of the same question. Read it carefully. Now we are entering butler, server and waiter. This is the first input entered by the user. This is the second input and here is the third chance to enter the input. Now in this case also we need to tell the output. I hope you can do this yourself. I will wait for your answer. Write in the comments. So in this way, we discuss some of the important theory questions based on flow of control. If you want me to solve any question for you, let me know in the comments. With conditional statement and looping statement, you can write n number of programs. So some of them we will try to figure out in the next video. So until next time, stay tuned. I will see you in the next video.